bikes.
Why fat bikes are not so cool.
As much as I love fat bikes and I think everybody should have one, there are some drawbacks and some disadvantages that sometimes makes fat bikes not so cool.
Let me give you 5 reasons why you may not want that fat bike. Cost. Yes, the cost for an additional bike in your garage. What do I mean by cost? It's not just your hard-earned money when buying a fat bike. You can buy fat bikes for a pretty reasonable price. Majority of fat bike riders are looking for very specific conditions. Snow. Unless you live in part of the world where it actually snows for such a unique application, the cost of that additional bike might not make sense for you. Balance. Falling off the bike. Yes, falling off your bike. As much as I love riding in the snow, you're going to have to learn how to balance on a very tricky surface. You're going to fall a lot when you first get a fat bike. Yes, it's happened to me. The first time I took my fat bike out in the snow, I literally fell 20 times. I could barely keep myself upright to the point where I almost gave up. It's a much different way to ride with an emphasis on your core strength to stabilize that bike. I can almost guarantee learning how to balance like that, you'll become a much better rider in the long run. Tire options. Fat bikes are great. But when it comes to tire selection, well, there's not nearly the variety, types, or styles you're gonna get out of standard mountain bike, gravel bike, road bike, you name it kind of bike. Because fat bikes are not on everybody's wish list to purchase, manufacturers are just not making many fat bike tires, styles, or varieties. Now, the ones that are available are great, but it's pretty limited selection what you get to choose from.
Heavy. Yes, fat bikes are going to be heavier than a traditional mountain bike because with a fat bike, it's going to have an extra large frame in order to accommodate those big fat rims and tires. That's going to add a lot of additional weight to your bike. Yes, I understand you can get yourself a carbon fiber fat bike with carbon fiber rims and carbon fiber seat posts and carbon fiber stem and handlebars and fork and cranks, etc., etc. But unless you plan on breaking the bank, that's going to be a very expensive investment. And for most casual riders, that's just not typically what's going to happen. Unless you want to race, like I do. Typical aluminum or steel frame is the way to go, but yes, it's heavy.
Slower. It's going to be slower. With all that extra weight you're lugging around, it's going to take a lot more effort on your part just to get you up to cruising speed. Plus, by having the fat bike big knobby tires with more contact surface area to the ground, which is going to add rolling resistance. Yes, I understand it's going to give you more grip, but that grip is going to come with a sacrifice. It's going to slow you down. That all being said,
check out this video right here, why fat bikes are cool and maybe you should really actually get one.